Welcome to Zen Den. Here we are in the heart of Tampa, Florida, in the middle of the city, and I am surrounded by plants. Greetings. Welcome. Happy 4th, everyone. Hope you're enjoying possibly your Friday off. We're here at Zen Den today. We're taking a look at some new growth on one of our trees that we cut back about 2 to 3 weeks ago. So we're in the backyard. Zen Den is a non-profit holistic wellness center, and the owner of Zen Den actually asked me to plant a food forest in the backyard, and so this is one of the first sites that I planted out about 4 years ago. And you can see a couple weeks ago we cut back this moringa tree. This is from a cutting, and she's in here with some citrus and some native beauty berries. And here's another one we cut back just a few weeks ago, and now she's already coming back. Look at all those little tips coming up. So in about 2 months or so, what we'll do is we'll decide which ones we'll actually keep, because sometimes these little suckers, they produce multiple tips. And so we're just in the food forest. I planted this out a couple years ago. I actually helped build this pergola. We have a little fire pit in here. Pete Canaris from Green Dreams actually came back in here. I made a video a few months ago and helped us really clean up the place, get some much needed mulch and care. I planted this property out about 3-4 years ago. It was grass, and it looks beautiful now. We've got hammocks. Actually, that starfruit tree is the first starfruit tree that I ever ate. First starfruit I ever ate, planted it from seed. And we've got tons of moringa back here. This is one of our moringa trees I just cut back. Actually, I planted this one from a cutting about 3 years ago, and it's beautiful. Loves this spot. We're in Seminole Heights right now. This one was a trellis. Actually, it came up and it folded over into this olive tree, which was just a baby at the time. And over the years, we've just been keeping it shorter, and it just had tons of seed pods on it. A couple weeks ago, I cut this back, and now she's resprouting. You can see we've got passion fruit on the bananas. So let's check out the main row of moringa trees, which is where we started planting the moringas about 4 years ago. So these little babies were all from sticks, and you may even recognize some of the posts, some of the trees from several years ago. These were just little babies, and now we cut them short, so they split really short, and then we would keep cutting them until they split again, and we keep cutting them until they split again, and now they're at a really, really good height all the way down the fence line where they create, and this is the north wall of the fence. It's really pretty. I really love this row. We're going to get this cut back, harvest. We're going to make some sambar. We've got some nice seed pods forming here on some of these trees. beautiful. This is like the perfect area. Oh, look at our neem tree. We got this neem tree from actually Echo Farms about 3-4 years ago, and she's doing great. Beautiful neem tree. And I really just love this row of moringa trees. This is kind of our model. That we have for properties that want to join the MGC. They may want to plant 1 or 2 trees, but we tell them we're really interested in getting at least a full row, so that way we can get something like this in just about a year or 2 years. I mean, it's already looked like this for like 2 years. Every year we come, you can see we keep it short where we cut it back. It splits short. We kept cutting it. You can see some of the older cuts just to keep inspiring it to thicken up and stay short. And so there's more splits here. And then what I'll do is I'll actually come up and I'll start trimming here. So that way we produce even more splits. That way even by next summer these are even bushier. They're about, let's see, maybe 2 to 3 feet apart. And this is our prized hedge. We call it a fedge, moringa fedge, food hedge. And they're pretty tall. I mean, that's a 6-foot fence, so they're at least 15 feet tall on the north edge of the property. We built these pergolas to just create space, and we had lots of moringa trees just stored back here in this area for several years, and now we've been getting it cleaned out. Really enjoying the space. We got like a little pond area, bananas, moringa trees, and native plants, gingers. Nice shale path thanks to Pete Canars from Green Dreams. Helped us really clean up the space and create a nice flow. I just would stick sticks in the ground. Some moringa trees. We're just training, creating like a nice fence little area. We call this little area the classroom. And you can learn about peeping into other spaces, like, oh, what's that? So thanks for watching. Here we are, we got some seed pods. Fresh seed pods, wow. Oh my gosh. She's a big girl. Greetings and welcome. So I met the owner of Zen Den in 2015. We attended a permaculture course together hosted by Corinne Brennan from Grow Permaculture. And we spent several months learning about permaculture, and by the end of the course we came up with several drawings for a project that we had to present at the end of class. And during class we were given groups, and in our group was the owner of Zenden, and she had this project that she'd like to do for class. And so we all took on this project, and I personally took on this project
so that way I could also further my design skills. Also, it would help me grow moringa trees, and so we made a compromise and decided to grow not only lots of moringa trees, but also food, lots of food. And this is one of the very first drawings in 2015 that we came up with. And you can see this is the north, east, south, west. This is the structure here. We have the backyard with the gate to the front yard and driveway. And so we're trying to figure out a flow, and we're coming up with terms and things to incorporate, like a pond and gazebo, beehives, chickens, compost, water catchment, and some herbs, Ayurvedic herbs, and cherries, and cactuses, and avocados, and fruit trees, and bamboo. And as we continue to develop the property, you can see here a nice clean plan of the before. And off to the right here we kind of have like a little sun gauge. It shows the sun as it crosses the property. This is the building, and so it crosses the southern sky like this. And a lot of the wind is coming from the southeast, which is protected by this huge oak tree here and the fence. During the course, we needed to come up with our zones and sectors, and so we scheduled Zone 0, the home, where Zone 1 would be the herbs that we would grow closest to the home. Zone 2 would be more veggies and trees, potentially animals like chickens. The third zone would be seasonal and perennials, and the fourth zone as much as the natural field as possible. And this is some of the permaculture practices that we learned while attending the course with green. And then we furthered the design and started coming up with fruit trees, installing pergolas and ponds with runoff, spillway, possibly a bridge, maybe some greenhouse tables, compost bins, and some visuals. And here you can see that we continue to add more plants, potentially having like a front yard farm area here inspired by Jim Kobaleski. We went to visit him in 2015 in Newport Richey, and he was market gardening even then, on other people's front yards, and so we were considering having a market garden in the front, the pond, bananas, and continue to develop the backyard with herbs and spices and a nice mecca for plants and flowers. Developing it even further as we continue to drop in some of the moringa trees, wanting to create revenue for Zenden and harvesting moringa to use and sell at the farmers markets. And so we started growing lots of moringa trees on the property, lots of fruit trees, and wanted to create a space where people can learn how to grow food in their own backyard. And here I am at Zenden in the front yard. This was early 2016, and we're planting moringa trees. By the summer of 16, we're dropping mulch in the front yard. We get it for free from Chip Drop. We call this company Chip Drop, and they come and they drop off mulch for free. You can sign up on the website. You see this tree right here? This is the tree that actually became the walking bridge in the backyard. I'll show you later in later photos. And so in that summer of 2016, we started hosting permaculture garden tours and yoga on the property. This was a beautiful experience where in the backyard, just getting things going, sharing the design that we came up with over the course of 6 months, and as we started to implement and build the pergola structures and plant moringa trees. You know, this was sometime over the summer. I think this was, in July, and so this was about 7 months after we really started planting out this backyard food forest. And here I am along the new fence and sweet potato line with fruit trees, as I'm talking about how to grow moringa trees in the city. And we're learning how to cut the trees back and keep them short and how they'll split over time. And you can just see how bare and tiny these little sticks are right here in the summer of 2016. Even how small little neem tree is. We just picked her up from Echo Farms. And we continue to host permaculture food forest tours as I created this beautiful advertisement to get people to come out. Posted it on Instagram, and we had several people come by and share with us, gift us with their presents. And this is right here in the backyard, and I'm going to top one of these trees so people can see wherever you top it, it'll split. You can see how big we're getting in the back. There it is. There's the bridge. So I built that bridge out of the tree that was in the front yard. And here's the moringa hedge, and we're building the pergola. We've got some wood, and of course we're storing aloe veras and starting to put in the rain cube system. I want to showcase the growth of just a few months, really, moringa tree along the fence there. As I cut it back, it regrew within 2 weeks. It was looking like that, and then by the end of the summer we cut it back again, so it had these forks, and then it's starting to sprout out again. And this is how we continue to grow these trees out, with lots of fingers. Making advertisements. You can see you put the whiteboard in the background so it looks like it's nice and clean, and you don't see the fence, and just the leaves. And we've had lots of video crews come out and film and give documentaries on the progress of building a food forest and showcasing our knowledge of moringa. Here I am just watering the line of moringa trees. Love giving events, talks, and tours. Yoga courses and classes, free yoga classes at Zenden, and having farmers markets in the backyard, and beautiful classes on the deck. And the children are learning about the trees and just seeing all of this happen in the middle of the city, in an urban business residential neighborhood where we can teach courses and live. It's really beautiful. Minutes from downtown Tampa. And this is beautiful summer of 17, so we're about 1.5 years in from originally planting. 1.5 years in. and we've already got a nice, beautiful backyard garden space. Huge moringa trees. I mean, 1.5 years. And rain cubes are in, and they're watering the back garden here in this little row of trees. Beautiful view of the trees as they're growing back from recent harvests. We had 2 rows at the time of trees, which created this beautiful covered pathway that we could walk through. Oh, inspired. Inspired. I need to get some water. Take some deep breaths. And remember this time. This was in July of 2017. As the summer was progressing, it was getting really hot, and we had to cover some of our baby trees, so we made this nice shade cloth house. Just creating lots of space under these pergolas with loofah vines growing up them. Our little moringa nursery. I started Numa Nursery in 2014 with hopes of expanding to other plants. But as soon as I came across moringa, found out about how much it's capable of, I haven't had much time focusing on anything else other than moringa, so we mostly just grow moringa trees. And this beautiful hedge row is growing up, only 1.5 years, almost 2 years from originally planting out from sticks, and you can see the girth is getting thicker. And that's just because we're continually cutting them back and letting them regrow and giving the root system a head start on the next season. And they're growing, they're getting their fingers, we cut them low and they split, and we cut them again and they split. And the loofahs and grapes and cucumber vines and squash vines are all growing up the pergolas by September of 2017. And we give workshops where we teach people how to take fresh, dried moringa greens, sift it, so that way you can put it in the blender to powder it. And that's what we're doing here. That way we can make supplements, capsules made fresh from the moringa greens. And growing lots of moringa trees from seeds. Local seeds are harvesting drumsticks from local moringa trees, and we're planting them out in the backyard at Zenden, and we built a greenhouse, and this is where we're showcasing exactly how you can grow moringa trees in starter pots to plant into larger pots and potentially sell or grow as greens, microgreens, and eat them and allow them to get bigger and reap even more of their abundant benefits. They're so easy to grow, and they can sprout from seed in as little as 1 to 2 weeks and look like this within 30 days from sprouting. We stored our nursery, Moringa Nursery, in the backyard at Zenden for several years, growing local moringa trees for sale at the farmer's market. And you can see the very first moringa tree that I was ever gifted in a pot is growing very nicely in the back corner of Zenden. This is Big Mama Moringa. She guards over the whole property. And thank thank you to the owner of Zenden and all of the patrons and woofers and visitors that have gifted us with their yoga practices and meditation and really creating a beautiful space in the middle of the city that we can use as a sanctuary and healing center. And by February of 2018, we were hit with a catastrophic freeze. And it pretty much took everything out. Luckily, we had enough mulch and ground cover to protect the root systems, and every single one of the trees made it through this freeze. And you can see that they were pretty tall. And everything got just frozen back, and so I had to cut everything pretty much back to these nubs here. Some of them had to restructure completely all over again. It was quite a scare. But within a month, sure enough, they started to come back with vigor. The sun started coming back. The seasons started to change. Spring was in the air, and they started to shoot by March of 2018. By August of 2018, it was back with even more greens in abundance. And we had neglected the pathways for a little while. We were organizing other properties and needed to get back to Zenden and lay some mulch down and really put some care into the property. And so we decided to start cleaning up the place. After noticing lots of vines and loofah plants and just the systems really coming to place, by October we've made several harvests now over the last 2-3 years, and it's providing abundant, rich food and source for these baby moringa trees to also grow, because the energy that the ones in the ground are helping with the ones in the pots. It's good to grow them next to each other. And just 6 months after the freeze, they were able to come back with even more vigor, and we cut them back twice. So by October of 2018, we had a beautiful walking path, and we started to add more mulch material to the ground and cover the ground with more material that we would cut, and just laying it on the ground to layer, so it's food and fertilizer, and so that way after each cut these greens grow back even stronger with even more food from the actual food forest that it's growing from. So we didn't have to bring any soil in. We just were feeding it from chopping and dropping other plants and organic matter from the food forest down onto the ground here. And by this summer, June of 2019, you can see we did a little bit of work in the yard. We cleaned up. Pete from Green Dreams came through with his crew, Ian and Ryan, and they really helped manage the property, take a lot of things out that were just overcrowding, and really kept some of the really important design elements to create a much more free-flowing space. And we cleaned out a lot of the tables and really just have a beautiful sanctuary space. It's more open. It's really pleasant to inhabit with these light, leafy moringa trees on the northern edge of the property just getting full sun all year round. And we really love how it came out. Just 3 years after starting the project from grass. And this is what it looked like when we first showed up. It was pretty much bare. There were a few trees in the yard. There was a citrus tree, that one oak laurel tree that we took out, and then some palm trees, oak tree, bird of paradise, and a small little oak tree. It's about 2,000 square feet. This is the original 1930s, 20 or 30s house here, and they added on in the 60s, and so the deck was also added later. And it's fairly open. It's on a well. And we have a nice little driveway in. And when we came, we wanted to start creating these raised bed gardens and think about where we could plant the moringa trees on this northern edge here, and also incorporate these pergola spaces to really just help with shading and also creating space and opportunities for plants to lean on and use as a trellis. And we also wanted to give some privacy for the front and to create a barrier on this corner here, so that way the house seemed a little bit more secluded, and then also open a space up in case for vehicles to pull in and maybe drop some mulch, or to also host a gathering space here. There are several watering systems on the property that we installed and also have had the privilege of using because of the well. So we'll start with the well irrigation. That's the dark blue here. We have a faucet that's coming out and it's watering the greenhouses and also the raised beds here. There's also a faucet that comes out here and waters the front row hedge, and then also the banana heart circle and the line of fruit trees in the front. The light blue is the rain catchment system that we have off the back corner here, and this waters the back row as well as the fruit tree line here. And then our rain cube system in the teal waters the entire backyard, where water coming from this 1,000 square foot roof is able to essentially water all of this backyard with ease. And that's because we also have a little pond here too, and that runoff waters the bananas. And this is the final design that we came up with, and with my architecture background, I was able to put together a nice floor plan, a site plan of the property with the plants, and put some nice realistic plants here. You can tell, like, I would take aerial photos of moringa trees and make them actually the moringa trees, and aerial photos of bamboo trees and beauty berry trees and banana trees. Like, I made all of these from scratch to make a file, so that way we could create this drawing here. It's really beautiful. Love it. Thanks so much for joining us. If you haven't yet, please like this video. I attended USF and received my Master's of Architecture in 2016 and started this nursery in hopes to design and build my own property. By liking this video, subscribing to this YouTube channel, you're helping us to support our ventures of creating a food forest here in Plant City to recreate what we did at Zenden on the 2.5 acres here. So thanks so much for subscribing and liking this video. And if you have any questions about moringa, also please make a comment. Peace, love, and prosperous growing.
Greetings. We're at Zenden today, and she's got her beautiful moringa trees in her front yard here. And this is, let's see, if we started in December of 2015, this is exactly 4 years later. It's November 8th today, and this is her front yard. Zenden Holistic Wellness. It's a beautiful sanctuary, home and business, right in the heart of Tampa Heights. And before we go in, there is a sign. There was a sign that this house was maintained and helped with the help of Pete Canaris and Green Dreams. And he helped come, and his team helped come and really get these grasses in here and just really make a shell path, beautiful shell path, and just kind of help clean up the space. And wow, look at this. Miss Moringa is doing really good here. Wonderful. Oh yes, and our fig tree, wonderful fig tree. This is from a cutting that I grabbed in South Carolina, I think 5 years ago. And this is beautiful. The passion fruit vine is doing marvelous. It's actually up on the citrus tree now. And a lot of these plants, my gosh, like these are beautiful. She's got loquats now. Lots of different types of trees. I don't even know some of these grasses. I'm learning. Rose really wanted a bougainvillea, so we put in a bougainvillea, but we got to get this trimmed back so we can get back there. But yeah, this is the front yard. This is beautiful. I love this little pergola space. Wow. And Pete did a great job in just renovating this whole space. Beautiful grasses, cleaned it up really nice, and just brought in a host of just really pretty accent plants along the street edge. It gives it some nice privacy. I built this bamboo divider here, this bamboo fence about 3 years ago, and it just really helps to shade the space. It's beautiful. She's got solar panels up there. This is Tampa Heights front yard, Zenden. And it's lots of native plants and flowering plants. Let's go to the back here. Oh my gosh. I planted this from a little cutting. Thanks, fairy godmother, Deborah. Oh my gosh. We gotta do some work back here. Thank you, Miss Hibiscus. Wow, look. Hibiscuses. I just need to trim up a little bit back here. Probably just get these trimmed back, and wow, look at this food forest. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Wow, looks so beautiful. Just 3 years ago, 4 years ago, this was just grass. And we've built up such a beautiful space. Thanks to Rose at Zenden. She's creating a little sanctuary here where we can come, and oh my gosh. And Pete did a great job in just bringing in just the accents and really cleaning up the pathway and just shaping everything up, and just thanks to Ian and Ryan with Green Dreams. This was the very first moringa tree that I ever got as a gift in a pot, and she's doing great. Look, she's coming all the way out here. Wow. And Tons of bananas, racks on racks on racks. Look at that. This is a full functioning permaculture food forest. I mean, it is beautiful. Lots of native beauty berries and mushrooms in the garden. Wow. This is awesome. Wow. Greetings, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us and watching. We're live in Tampa Heights. And we're at a beautiful moringa food forest at Zen Den today. Zen Den is a holistic nonprofit wellness center. One of my very good friends, Rose, she owns this property and has been using this as her Airbnb and rental property, as well as her office and location where she'll see interested people that want to have a better diet, incorporate more holistic practices in their life, eat better. And she does yoga and offers classes and courses. She's a holistic doctor. And so back in 2015 when we met, she wanted to create a food forest garden in her backyard, and I also wanted to plant a lot of moringa trees, so we compromised and we created both. A moringa food forest, all in one. And we're in the backyard today, and we're just enjoying a little bit of a Saturday chill. We built this pergola back in 2016. And we planted out this beautiful food forest. Pete Canaris from Green Dreams actually came in a few months ago and helped us with the shale and just clean up the place a lot. So we really appreciate him and his crew, Ian and Ryan. And the last time we were here at Zen Den was probably in, maybe August for a harvest, September. August, September, October, November, so 3 months. So everything that you see here on these moringa trees are three months. It's like all of this is 3 months. All of that. From August to now. And everything, I mean, this tree right here, this was the very first tree that I ever got as a gift in a pot. It was in a pot for years. When I got it, it was already in a pot for like 3-4 years. And she was probably only like this thick when I put her in the ground, and now she's massive. And so everything that you see here from this cut is 3 months. And the leaves are starting to yellow because of the colder weather coming in. Today's a beautiful fall day here. We're going to go to Veg Fest down in Tampa, November 9th, 2019. Oh my gosh. Just, I didn't even like see. I can't even really comprehend what's going on right now. Like, I am in a full moringa food forest right now. I mean, these are all, I cut this back 3 months ago. And it is just live, like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Beautiful greens, moringa greens. Got some bananas and papayas. These moringas here, cut them back. I cut them back 3 months ago, and sure enough, they're pretty tall. They're way up there. And even look at this papaya. Oh, wow, yes. Oh, man, we created something special here. This is unbelievable. I think Pete came through here, too, and dropped some of his famous biochar and some compost tea to really give these babies some love. And so we got some katuk. He just made a video on katuk as well. And this is our prized Moringa food hedge. And this is our favorite part about Zen Den, is this beautiful food hedge with moringa that we created. I built these pergolas and we use them as a space holder and just design element. This one's covered so we can hang out. And there's Miss Neem Tree. She's doing lovely. We picked her up from Echo Farm. She's doing great. But these moringa trees, wow. Of course, we're in Tampa Heights and always something flying over. And so we've been growing these trees. We planted this row here back in 2016, January 29th of 2016. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, so almost 4 years ago. And all of these were pretty much from cuttings. These are all from cuttings, about 4 years old. And they are all doing marvelous now. Wonderful. Haven't seen too many pods on these ones. I think these ones might, because of their proximity, and because I think the ones behind me had pods. Some of these ones just maintain males, and then the other ones in the back here, they may have turned to queens, females. Moringa trees, they're hermaphroditic, so like all the trees when they're young and babies, they're all have the ability to switch between male and female, self-pollinating. I think that's how some people describe it. And then what will happen is when they get around each other in groups and they mature and they get older, they'll turn like more male or more female. So like some will just have more greens on them and stay male and won't get any pods. And then some you'll just see right next to them and they'll have tons of pods on them. So you'll have one tree right next to each other, two trees right next to each other that have pods, and one won't. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the front yard now. Beautiful. Actually, Rose put that aloe there. Beautiful spot now that it's getting good shade. We've just been watching this food forest system mature. Green Dreams, Pete and Ryan and Ian, they all came in here and helped put this shale path down and put these grasses in here. And really love what they did with the place. It's really beautiful. And we're in the front yard now in Tampa Heights. Loquats. And I think this is a sweet almond. I know he's famous for sweet almonds. Look at that, there's a bee on it right there. Pete loves the sweet almonds. He's got a bunch at his place. Loquats, of course. He's definitely into the loquat festivals. And actually, I think this is maybe the one that's still here from I planted. But I know that he did plant this one, which is great. And yeah, it's just being able to get the community to help and different people on projects to see different eyes, and also making sure that we're keeping the owner of the property happy. So like she wanted a little bit more cleaner pathway, so she has to put the shale in, which I love. It's just great. It just like cleans up the whole space. Look at this moringa tree. That's a beautiful moringa. This was a citrus that's actually already on site when we moved in. I just got hit in the head with a passion fruit. Wow. This passion fruit vine seems to be taking over the citrus, the orange tree, so I gotta get that cut back today. Just gonna help with a little bit of help with the yard, do some maintenance, but look at this moringa tree right here in the front yard. Beautiful front yard moringa tree. And we have a little library. Library. Free books. Get this cleaned up here. What's pulling this down so much? Is it a rack? Papaya came down. Too much food in the front yard. This is a Barbados cherry. Oh, I put these in about a year ago. And they're doing good. Oh my gosh! Yes! You're kidding. These are the first Barbados cherries on them. Oh my gosh! That's so awesome. This is almost ripe too. I'm so in love with this. Look, tons of Barbados cherries on this. Awesome. Awesome, awesome fruit bush. Lots of food on here. Tons of moringa on here. I just cut this back 2 months ago. Less than 3 months ago, because I came back. She's got so much food. These are all bananas, like special, like just ice cream bananas, Java Blue. I think that's the same variety. Like just, I think we got gifted like 50 different bananas one year, just going to different herb walks and visiting with permaculturists and farmers. I think helping set this property up, we ended up just getting a lot of these plants donated to us, which was really great. And we just have this abundance of a moringa. Look at this. This is amazing. So we're gonna get these trees cut back, do a little bit of care, get ready for the fall season. Bamboo fence is holding up, got some figs. Just really love the evolution of this property and all of our moringa trees on site. Like you can see them from the back. Let's see. Look at them swaying. They're so tall, they're over the house. It's like your kids, you know? These are my kids. I don't have any kids of my own, but each moringa tree is like my child. I love them. And so, really wanted to say thank you for coming to visit us at our moringa food forest in Tampa Heights. Wow, moringa everywhere. And you can find some of our products on our website at nursery.com, where we take these organic greens, we dry them, and we put them in our teas and supplements. All organic. No sprays back here, that's for sure. Don't have to worry about that. And it's in an old neighborhood, so it's like nothing's been built back here for a long time. And actually, believe it or not, this property is on a well. That's right. This property in the middle of the city is on a well. And so like all the water that we've ever watered these trees are all well water. And so they get really, really good. Oh my gosh, look at this. There is a rack of bananas in here. You're kidding. Wow. This is Zenden. And then we'll finish up here as we go through rest and spend some time in nature. Do some meditation here, and we'll get back to harvesting our moringa trees. This is Miss Bodhi tree. This is a Bodhi tree. So Buddha supposedly found enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. So we keep Buddha under the Bodhi. Thanks, Miss Bodhi, and thank you, Miss Moringas. And you can see there's one a little bit right there. You can visit us at nursery.com, and we'll be at the farmers market. Wow, look at this. Racks on racks. This is unbelievable. And this is where we keep our moringa food hedge. Zenden food forest. And how many times have we harvested these trees over the past few years? Oh, 4 years, probably at least. In the first couple years, we harvest almost every weekend for the farmers market. So We've probably harvested several kilos at least. In the 4 years, we've probably maybe, I want to say at least like 50 kilos worth of dried powder from these trees. So maybe 10 kilos a year from this row. If you add that up, if you're able to sell 1 kilo for $100, potentially that's $1,000 a year, just right here, worth of moringa greens. It's a cash crop, and that's why we started the co-op, because we want to empower people to grow food in their own backyard like this, but to also potentially pay for their property taxes. That's one of our inspirations and goals, is to help people live off their own land, and they can do so even just with a little bit of moringa trees. So what I did to create this kind of look was cut them real low, and then cut them again. They would split, and I would shape them, and then keep cutting them, and then just keep shaping them until finally they get to about 5-6 feet tall, and then we can just keep splitting them out there, and we'll trim some of these back to where they won't look so, have so much fingers in there. We'll get some of them cut back to where they're not kind of like growing into each other, kind of like this. So we might, either take this one completely back, or try to bring it back to here and see if this will split this way, or even just take this one. So we'll have to take a better look, but we're trying to form these trees out to where they are not too tall to where we can't harvest them, but also so that way they're not just too many fingers and look too straggly. So we just bring them back to a more manageable height, and they're getting real tall and lanky now, so I love it. This has evolved over the years to look like this now. It's really amazing. It's quiet, it's peaceful. And you can do this too in your own backyard. We can help. Just give me a ring. My number is on the website, nursery.com, if you're interested in putting in a fence row like this. Let's see, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. About 20 trees every 2 to 3 feet, about a foot or two away from the fence, about 2 feet away from the fence, and we'll put them in for you. My name is Kendrick Henry. I'm with nursery.com, also the moringagrowerscoop.org. And if you're interested in growing moringa, or you want to try moringa for the first time, we have a special right now on our website where you can get 10 free moringa trees with the purchase of our Moringa Tree Starter Kit. More information included in this video. Peace, love, and prosperous growing. One of our mama moringa trees. And yeah, last night I had moringa drumstick soup. It was amazing. It's called sambar in India. It's a tomato-based soup with moringa drumsticks. And I'll just hang out under this moringa tree for a second and give you all a little quick spiel. If you haven't yet, please like this video. I really appreciate that. That really helps the YouTube algorithm. Trying to get some subscribers. Would really love for you to also subscribe to our Numa Nursery YouTube channel. Just support local small businesses as we're making content, sharing, and educating people for free on the YouTube platform. So that way we can return the abundance that we were given. We received all the knowledge to be able to grow these plants for free from several farmers and permaculturalists and mentors throughout the years, and we just want to be able to give back in that way. So there's going to be a lot more educational videos on our Numa Nursery YouTube channel, so I really appreciate you for coming by and visiting and liking. And make a comment. Let me know if you have any questions about moringa. I'm becoming one of the foremost moringa experts in the area, just from working with the trees for over 5 years, working with several doctors in the area, even also connecting with farmers in Africa and India, growing the moringa tree together as a co-op. We do have a co-op website, the moringagrowerscoop.org website. You can visit that. I'm working on that right now, gathering information on moringa trees around the Tampa Bay area from people that have trees of their own and would like to participate, and also those that want to join the co-op and help expand our product line and also serve themselves by having food in their own backyard. I mean, you can see we were just here 3 months ago, and it's beautiful back here. It's Saturday, November 9th, and about to hit up Veg Fest here in Tampa. I love it. Maybe I'll bring them some greens. And yeah, thanks for watching our YouTube videos and keeping in touch. We have a new 2.5 acre property that I just purchased out in Plant City, where we're going to be taking a lot of these cuttings actually from these trees, and we're going to be planting them in the ground finally on my property. It's been a long time coming that I've been trying to get a piece of property. That's one of the reasons why I started the co-op, was actually because I didn't have property of my own, and I was using OPP, other people's property, and still am. As you can see, I'm here with love and permission from the owner as we harvest the trees, and we take care of her by giving her moringa products. She loves the oil, she takes the capsules, and so we're able to give back to her in that way as a gift. And so if you'd like to join the co-op, please just give me a call. My number's on the website, numanursery.com. And my name is Kendrick Henry. I started Numa Nursery in 2014, when actually I was going to the University of South Florida. I got my master's in architecture in 2016. And since then I've just been planting trees and other people's properties, and I've been using my architecture degree to build a business, to build a business that I love, and artistically and in nature. This is my office, and that's what I really want to do. And I'm working with nature, and I'm building these trees using my knowledge with architecture and progressing it. It's a career. It's a lifelong career being an architect. It's not just working for an architect right out of the bat. You know, I spent 10 years in college, so I needed to decompress a little bit, and I'm starting to work with more local architects in the area, and you'll be able to see some of our projects soon, hopefully. Mostly just farm projects. I just want to be working on projects that I support, and don't feel like I'm doing something just monotonous, building doors, windows, stairs, which is a part of the process. But I didn't want to lose my creativity, and so I've just been playing in the trees for the past few years, building, learning about business and architecture. Still love designing and doing art every day and drawing. So to grow, you'll see the moringa trees growing with us, and we'll be growing these moringa trees for many more years in the Tampa Bay area as we expand the co-op. Keep in touch and come out and visit us at the farm. We'll have open farm days on the weekends, hopefully soon. And thank you for the community and the local farmers and everybody that's been in touch with us and supports our progress, and just making sure that we're in love, doing the things that we love. That's the most important. Just making sure you're always in love, and never having to sacrifice your morals for someone like a boss. Talk to you soon. Peace, love, prosperous growing.